Wracając do jednej z głównych misji, spotykamy tego wampira, który nas stworzył na moście. Zagadamy z nim.
I would harm no child of my making. This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you? I am the land. You are our champion. You selected me, chose me, as shall my children yet to come.
Taki super wampir chyba.
What is it you seek? This age is ancient. Older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged. This has something to do with the epidemic. My champion. If you would know, I am
Co pierdol?
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave.
Dobra. Na razie nie spotkam się z Edgarem, tylko ustalę tą kobietę.
Is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Czekajcie, krew. Daj mi trochę krwi. W ogóle coś mi się w czynie zwiesiło znowu, nie wiem dlaczego. I musiałem wyłączyć na szybko grę. Wznowiłem. I przypadkiem go spotkałem. Znaczy przypadkiem, wracając do szpitala, co nie? Gdzie ta babeczka? Coś leży? Nie, to światełko po prostu. 15.
Stay back, sir. Go back home, idiots!
Coś tu jeszcze jest? Chyba nie. Pierwszy. Cyk. Dobra, poszedł. Fanty. Kolejne fanty. Krew, gdzieś tutaj coś blisko. Nie. Dobra, trzeba tą babkę ocalić i pójdziemy do Edgara zaraz. Tylko jak tam wejść? Aha. Normalnie, dobra. Tym razem pójdźmy w lewo, a nie w prawo. Ciekawe, o co tej babce chodzi. Ale waliłem sprawo, jej, boże. Dobra, trochę krwi. I trochę tego ataku cienia. Ja, przecież to nie ma sensu, boże. Przybiję tamtego git. Dobra, zrobię go. Tego muszę skontrolować parę razy, żeby mieć z niego krew. Zaraz ci pomogę, czekaj. Serio? Boże. Odejdź. Boże. Serio. Dobra, poszedł. Fanty. Teraz fanty. Dobra, fanty. Porozmawiaj z osamotnioną kobietą. Hello.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic.
They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Coś o nie wiemy? Ile za nim expa? Jesteś 500, zdrowa. 3, żegnam. Ile krwi tam losuje? O fu. Dobra, no to wszystko, co nie?
It's locked.
Zablokowane, da się otworzyć drzwi. Coś, walka gdzieś, coś, nie? Dobra. Ale nie chcę mi się wierzyć, że została zamknięta. Czekajcie, tą wdowę w opałach zrobiliśmy, tak? Dobra. Teraz z Edgarem się spotkamy. I będzie fajnie. Nie ten guzik. Mocne znaczniki. Dobra. Lecimy do Edgara. Na pewno nic nie masz do powiedzenia,
Shouldn't
więcej?
you go back home?
Maybe later. But for now, I need...
Podejrzane trochę. Porozglądam się jeszcze chwilkę tutaj na tym cmentarzu.
This is despicable.
Oj tam. Jak teraz wrócić? Dobra. Co? Ja nie żyję, dobra, git. Jakieś książki mogę przeszukać, nie? Zwłoki. Mogę otworzyć? Nie. Itemki. Coś ciekawego. Nie, a tu mogę wziąć? Tym bardziej nie. O, kozak, odblokowałem kolejne przejście. Cyk, wyjście. Co to daje? Trzymałościowe. Spoko. Dobra. I cyk. 15. Co? Chemicrafta.
Stay back, sir.
Dobra, luz.
Stop! Step away now!
Przytrzymam się z daleka, co ty chcesz. Nie, to wejście. Tylko żeby mi teraz się nie zawiesiło nic. W ogóle jestem nie po tej stronie miasta, znaczy rzeki. Mostu. Nie no, dobrze jest. Czyli tędy powinienem przejść. Git.
Did you hear me?
Śmietnik. Tu? Nie. Silnik, git, 5 silników. Tak prawie. Duża fiolka z piłkami, git. Tak prawie. 10 silników. Szafka.
It's locked, all right.
Alright.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stone, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Pre-Wen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Poczekajcie na chwilkę. Może zaraz wracam. Ojej. Dobra, wielki powrót. Tylko 1200 punktów, dobra. Cyk.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Coś nowego u niej?
Good evening, Miss Howard. How are you tonight?
Blood doctor. Warm.
Is there anything you can tell me?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took no part in this massacre.
But did you see or hear?
I can't say I did. But the smell of fresh blood almost made me faint, Doctor.
No zły 2 na 2. Dobra.
I'll leave it. Mistress of the Guard. Your nocturnal.
Dobra, potrzebuję jeszcze więcej informacji. Coś... To nie żyjesz, jeszcze? Coś powiesz ciekawego?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doc.
Czekajcie, jakieś nowe osobiste pytania? Nie. Wróć.
What can you tell me?
Everybody's afraid. Death has always been a frequent visitor. But murder? How can we cope with that?
As a nurse at this hospital, it is your duty to deal with these things as best you can.
Yeah. Until it's my turn to have blood.
Goodbye.
Dobra. Mogę to podnieść? Kitser. Trochę pookradnę ten szpik. Telefon dzwoni? Nie. Mam co powiedzieć ciekawego.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
To ja z nim nie gadałem?
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about some...
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what...
And are you not afraid that your rival...
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that.
Dobra. A to sprawdziłem.
What can you tell me about the...
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and proper shifts.
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we are all trying to make a difference.
Dobra, to
Thank you for your
wystarczy.
time. We'll talk later.
Nie, dzwonić telefon. Wałek? Sam nawet nie chcę gadać, nie lubię wałek.
Good evening.
What can you tell me about the recent...
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked in their own rooms?
Dobra,
Goodbye.
styknie. A ty co, siusiak?
Good evening.
I'm okay.
Coś nowego?
Tell me about it.
I don't want to talk.
Jaka pista.
How painful.
So painful, I'd rather not talk.
Pizna po prostu.
What can you tell
I
me?
heard shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
Dobra,
I have to go.
styknie.
Doctor,
A to ty, tak, ty z tą ręką.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Please, tell me about the...
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. There were some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then a nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was...
Goodbye for now.
Czekajcie, ten pokój to na prawo tamten? Co ta masakra była w nim? Tak mi się wydaje. Albo mi się pomyliły osoby, po prostu. Ojej.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Coś nowego? Nie. Tworzycie jedynie nie. Wydarzenie w
What can
szpitalu.
you tell me about...
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No, I was working by the tent.
Where is Miss Jo...
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette
Hampton ten
exit
stęt na
the
początku
hospital
gry
gates
chyba,
after
go
the
ratowaliśmy.
shouting started.
Tak mi
At
się
first
wydaje,
I thought it
a
was someone
pomyliłam
who was
osoby.
scared, but well, maybe it was him.
No to mi starczy, żegnaj. Ale sieczka, ale sieczka. Cyk. Z tym nawet nie chcę gadać. Ta, to chyba ten, co ja myślę.
What on earth happened here?
Spoko. Może pójdziemy za krwią po prostu, znajdź Shina Hamptona w dokach. Pójdziemy za krwią, a będzie płacie. Chyba.
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Wiedziałem. Zjemy razem.
Would you care to partake of this meal with me?
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? A hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
I to wszystko, co chciałem wiedzieć. No. Czekaj. A, nie, dobra, tylko tak. Ciekawe, czym też mogę zabić. Tego nic nie chcę. A może czekaj, co mogę mnie kupić?
Good evening, Lord.
Good evening, Doc.
Jeśli sobie jest pytanie coś nowego?
What's going on between...
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see the city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
What can you...
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room. And Mr. Hampton's gone missing.
You don't seem shocked by it.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, you got rid of the old bag.
I'd like
wise choice, Dr. Reed. I really...
Czekaj, to są Milton, a to mogę sprzedać. Czekaj, tam ciekawego, jakieś strzelba Miltona. Fragmenty. Okej, pył glinowy. Odłamek. Smar. Ile mam pieniędzy? Mało, dobra. Nie, to nic ciekawego nie ma. I zrobić tą główną misję. Mapa. Doki. Spoko, doki. Okidoki.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Co tu się dzieje? No to zły pomysł. Dobra, trzeba uciekać. Git, mogę tam iść. Przebiega. Przebiega. Git. Nie, zły pomysł. Padł. Aha, spoko. Ja pierdolę! Jeszcze wpadłem do wody. Przerysuj tymi kanałami. Pierdolę. Serio.
Hello.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were toast.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and...
Dobra. Czekajcie.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen.
Dobra, żegnam. Pójdę sobie obok kanałów i będzie 2 razy lepiej. Przynajmniej bezpiecznie. Nie. Ta, super, fajnie, bajka, przebij go i kończmy to. Dobra. Cyk. Mogę się jakoś tepnąć tam? O, mogę, super. Dobra, tu coś mogę wejść? Nie, to jakieś szylingi. Mieć. Kto kupi hajs w takim miejscu? Łogień. Śmietnik. Git. Co my tu mamy? Szlingi. Save. O, szczegóły. List motywacyjny. Dobra. Przeczytaliście, mam nadzieję. O, oni informacje są. Kozak. Dobra.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want...
So you won't tell me your
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask...
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Do you know where I can find Sean?
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Are you some kind of vigilante?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are.
So, tell me about your gang.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status.
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? Wet boot boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because...
Dobra, super.
Goodbye.
Czekajcie. Okej, dobra, idziemy dalej.
Without the wet boot things break, these parts would be running completely amok.
Ty też dajesz dupy?
Good evening, miss.
Tamta Bułgarka?
I'm
Tak?
Dr.
Czy nie, Rumunka.
May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke...
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't
I'm not here to collect payment.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy...
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Dobra, nie chcę się z nimi gadać. Później jakieś informacje zdobędę, będzie lepiej.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few...
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations.
Sure. I wanted things to change.
Sounds like you were...
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you believe in a blood...
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid...
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. Try asking Tom Waltz about him.
Czekajcie. Dobra, F. Tylko 300.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Nie.
I will see you. Goodbye.
Nie dajemy. Myślę, że ma trochę więcej doświadczenia, za niego dostaniemy. Co tu się stało?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Kim jesteś?
Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter.
A vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad.
Have you heard of the Guard of Pry?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Nie, tak
Were you
sobie.
ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
No, taka sobie ma opinia na temat wampirów.
But I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So,
I patrol late at night, investigating.
how do you identify?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty...
Can I help?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about...
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can...
What can you tell me about this?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Dobra. Ja szukam
I'm looking
Hamptona.
for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Thornton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find him, sorry.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
To nieźle.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender.
Goodbye.
Dobra.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening.
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Czekajcie, bo... A, myślałem już, dobra.
Tom, I need to find Sean.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
The important thing...
Why not try his night asylum?
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
I believe he returned to his...
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like the gossip, but I heard that the sad...
No ma dużo ciekawostek. Czekajcie, tablet.
Goodbye, Mr. Watt.
Dobra. Czekajcie, beczka to była.
Evening.
Well, I never. That's a first.
I'm much more myself than when we first.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What,
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London, and here I am.
Spoko.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer...
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to.
Dobra, idziesz go szukać. Mapa. I pójdę sobie w prawo. Tak, w prawo? Tam? Git. Ja się może jakoś, nie wiem, teleportuję do doku, tam dalej, co nie? Czekajcie, bo... Tędy? Nie. Ale to coś się zawiesza, ta gra, ja nie mogę. Chyba mogę się teleportować tam. Tak? Git. Były się drogi. Aha. Dlaczego oni go nie atakują? Dziwne.
Seems like the guard of Pre-Res on Sean Hampton's trail too.
A to skąd napomnę? Jakiś siusiak, ty. No i po mnie już. Nie możesz mi podać. Serio? Serio? Kozak, kozak, fajny, super, super. Wypij tę krew. Jeszcze raz. Dobra, nie ma bota. Jak ja nie lubię takiej sytuacji. Muszę zmienić broń. Zmień. Kupić naboje. Aha, nie mogę, super. A, nie. Biegnij, co jest? No już mamy. Super. Dobra. Boże, no wkurwia już powoli. Weź tą kurwa rękę zmień. Zajebiście. Budzik do fryzjera. Chuj w dupę, kurwa. A się wkurwiłem. Wkurwiające jest to, że marnujesz te kurwa fiolki. Kurwaki, umarłeś. Zajebiście. Gdzie ja jestem? A, teraz go zabijam, no super, no ty.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. believe I'm doing this.
No i jak to działa? Tą pałkę. Tu mam kosę. No, unik, co jest? No, co ty robisz? To ma za mocny zasięg. Nie ma innej opcji. Dobra, super, super, super. Zajebiście. Uleć się, człowiek. Kurwa, no ja pierdolę się w kurwie zaraz. I chuj. To jest niemożliwe. Weź ten pistolet tu swój. Daj mi to. Spierdalaj, żeby cię zaraz nie zabił. Ale śmieszne. Mhm. Przecież to mi nie dosięga, co jest? Mhm. Zajebiście. Mhm. Ojej. Dobra, jeszcze raz próbuję i pierdolę ten odcinek. To jest zbaja w chuj. Zapierdalaj tam. Idź już, kurwa. No zajebiście, ten jeszcze lepszy jest. Biegnie za mną. Chuj w niego.
Another day, one of them. Watch yourself. Your man.
Dobra. Kończę ten odcinek. Elo.